And Ukraine received more international help on Thursday. The United States Congress passed legislation imposing harsher sanctions against Russia, while the International Monetary Fund pledged up to $18 billion in loans for Ukraine. Well, CCTV's Jim Spellman is here now with more on the IMF offer and the conditions attached to it. So what do they expect to achieve with this, Jim?
And this aid package is designed to firm up the shaky Ukrainian economy and help move Ukraine more firmly towards Europe and the West, but comes with a very tough set of conditions.
As the Ukrainian economy teeters on the brink of disaster, a lifeline from the International Monetary Fund.
We have an agreement, we have a staff level agreement, still subject to approval by our management and the executive board. There's a $27 billion package. We will contribute somewhere between $14 and $18 billion towards that package.
Full details haven't been released, but the $14 to $18 billion from the IMF comes in the form of loans that hinge on tough financial reform in Ukraine, centering on monetary and exchange rate policy, financial reform, energy policy, and government transparency. The reforms will be a tough sell with the new government in Ukraine.
Український уряд не допустить банкрутства країни.
The Ukrainian government won't allow bankruptcy of the country. That's why we came to the parliament with this package of very unpopular, very difficult, and very tough reforms that should have been conducted not yesterday or the day before yesterday, but 20 years ago.
If Ukraine meets the demands, more money would become available, including from the European Union and the United States. But political disagreements in the U.S. could hold up that part of the aid package.
Today, I want this part with an economic assistance package that helps support the Ukrainian people as they move forward.
Other countries like China have indicated general support for international assistance, but haven't committed to unilateral aid. There's still no guarantee corruption-weary Ukrainians will trust the new government to spend the money wisely.
If
the IMF money is injected into the current system, it will be stolen and will all disappear.
But the IMF hopes the reforms, as well as the money, will help stabilize Ukraine.
Here in Washington, there are two aid bills currently in Congress. There's been some back and forth over just how much aid to provide, and some lawmakers here tried to tie the Ukrainian aid to changes in how the U.S. funds the IMF, but it now looks like Congress will be able to come to an agreement on an aid package and get that to President Obama to sign in the next day or two, Anand.
Jim, assuming this package is passed, how much will the U.S. be contributing?
The U.S. would be contributing about $1 billion. They'll look for the EU to contribute about $1.5 billion, Japan about $1.6 billion, and there's definitely going to be a push to try to get other countries to come on with some unilateral aid. The sense is that those countries are going to need to see some sense of stability in Ukraine, especially after this election, before they're going to start contributing those large sums of money.
Jim Spellman, thank you.